So if you're concerned about some of the different theologies, some of the different ways of looking at the end of time and the way in which that plays out in popular culture, why might you want to come and study at Luther as a way of maybe coming up with an alternative way of responding to such questions? And I think not merely responding, but also developing a very powerful way forward. Here in our classes at Luther, all of us who teach the Bible have a strong interest in theology and in the world in which we live. That it's not a merely exercise in ancient history. We want to take ancient contexts seriously, but we also want to keep asking, how does the Scripture get heard faithfully in the contexts in which we live and work? And certainly attending to the currents in popular culture are very much a part of that. Those who teach in the areas of theology, they too have a keen interest in Scripture and in what's going on around them. They're keenly interested in questions of who is God? What's God up to in the world? How do we discern that? And they're doing so out of a very different center, a very different understanding of God. Not as a God of destruction ultimately, but as a God whose will is ultimately for life and well-being. Those who teach in the various aspects of leadership development, they're deeply connected with the study of Scripture and theology, and want to keep their pulse on what's going on around us, what are the things in people's lives that matter most, and how do we have a very lively and generative dialogue with what people in these various fields might have to contribute to forming effective leaders for the generations that are now emerging and yet to come. So that's some of our central commitments would be to that shared work.